I'm Mark New here at the Las Vegas Convention Center at the world's largest electronics event, the Consumer Electronics Show. There is probably no bigger topic than the Internet of Things, and my first guest is fully immersed in this world, Mike Bell, head of Intel's new devices. Thank you for joining us.
Anytime.
First thing, you have some big announcements, a new chip that has gotten smaller and smaller. Tell me about that.
We have, yeah. So what we've produced is our first chip targeted specifically at wearables. It's perfect for making all kinds of wearable devices. And then to make it easy for people to build wearables, we've built a little board that's ready to go. So essentially, this is it. It's about the size of a button. So you take this, it comes complete with software we provide that does all kinds of amazing things. You add your secret sauce on top, and hopefully you have a world-class wearable in record time.
How much smaller and how much faster is it than the previous generation?
Well, actually, it's even beyond that. It's all new. It's targeted specifically at what wearables do. You know, wearables are always on, always sensing the environment around them. To do that in a really efficient way, you have to design the chip for that from the ground up. It's really pretty revolutionary.
You've turned heads at this event. Most of all, we got to mention a certain dress. I think it's called the spider dress. What in the world is that?
Oh, it's wonderful. So, you know, last year here we showed our Edison board, a little mini computer on a board the size of a postage stamp. People have done amazing things with it. A really amazing avant-garde designer from Europe named Anouk created this really cool dress with spider arms, and it's a smart dress. And when someone approaches the dress, the spider arms reach out to kind of keep the person away, keep them at bay. It's very cool.
Is this meant for real fashion, fun, security, or what?
Well, you know, sometimes it's hard to see where one stops and one ends, right? The blending is really there. I think it's an example of wearables will come in all shapes and sizes and forms. And creative people, artists will do amazing things, and with our technology, you can do some pretty cool things.
And speaking of different shapes and sizes, you have some other goodies that we want to look at?
I do, yes. So this is our Mika bracelet. We created it with a partner named Opening Ceremony, of a fashion house from New York City. It's being sold through Barney's New York. And the idea here is that smart doesn't have to mean techie looking. So this looks very much like a high-end bracelet because it is, but when the person's wearing it, when they get a notification, it turns out there's a screen on the bottom, there's a 3G cellular radio, you can stay in contact with the world around you and not have to be tethered to a cell phone.
The very opposite of what Google Glass is, really going for high fashion, right?
Yeah, this really is. Wearables, you know, wearables are an extension of yourself. Wearables, to a large extent, people wear them so that you can see how you want to be seen by other people. So for wearable technology to take off, it's going to have to look as good as it functions.
We've seen all kinds of wearables at this event, for dogs, on a belt, all kinds of, many things probably have Intel in them too. But I guess the question is, when so many things are thrown out there, is anything in the Internet of Things space actually generating money?
You know, we think that this is going to be huge. I mean, the pundits are saying that in the Internet of Things space, there will be 50 billion connected devices by 2020. Even if they're 3/4 right, that's an enormous market. And what we're trying to do is really help make this happen and help make sure it happens on Intel first.
Okay, you've also got some devices for health, right?
I do. This is really cool. So we partnered with a company called SMS Audio, fantastic headset company. And these look like regular headsets. There's a regular plug on the bottom. There's no batteries or Bluetooth or anything, but embedded in this earbud is a sensor that when you put it in your ear, tells you your heart rate. So the magic here is you just plug it into a phone, there's nothing new to learn, but suddenly when you exercise, you're getting heart rate information as well. So I call it frictionless computing. There's nothing new to learn. It really is throw out your old stuff, plug in your new stuff, and suddenly you have this great capability.
You've been at this show, I don't know if you've had a chance to walk the floor, anything come to mind that has really just wowed you?
Well, I love the fact, specifically in the wearable section, I love the fact we're seeing such a breadth of wearables. We're going to see lots of things tried in wearables, technology. One size doesn't fit all. I think it's wonderful that people are experimenting, and I think that's how you're going to see things finally catch on.
Mike Bell, thank you for joining us and sharing all these goodies with us.
Anytime.
Thank you. Great.